Welcome all today to the first RedMist Outfit War podcast. We will be talking about the upcoming Outfit Wars. I'm Drakoy, your host, and I've been playing Planetside since 2013. I've been in RedMist since then, and we also have here today TobyHD.
Hello guys, I'm TobyHD, outfit leader of RedMist. Also joined in 2013. Happy to be here.
Then we have Mr. Amerikako.
Hey guys, Amerikako here. Also been playing since 2014. RedMist outfit leader.
Then we also have Mr. Murdoch.
Yeah. Outfit leader for Broken Arrow Company. Been playing this game since late 2012. Happy to be here.
Then we also have the very controversial Path Daddy.
Yeah, just your average air player and also playing since like 2012 already.
And then last but not least, we have Mercy.
Hey, I'm Mercy from BJ, and unlike the others, I've only played this game for 2 years.
Okay, so today the first thing we will be talking about is like the Outfit Wars format. So what is Outfit Wars? Outfit Wars this year is a 1v1. So it's different than last year. It was it's like a 1v1v1. So there are a few benefits and drawbacks versus the I would say the old system versus the new one. What do you think, Toby, is like? Do you think it's this year better or it's worse?
Well, I guess it's more competitive at this moment when you have a 1v1 system. Yeah, I really like the format compared with the others. Like you can get dipped on by two teams and you have no opportunity. Now it's just you versus the enemy.
Yeah, I think last time there was a huge chance for not the best team to win. And I think this year we will actually see the best team win the Outfit Wars. At least I hope to see that. Let's say it like that. What are your thoughts on the new format, Mr. Path Daddy?
I mean, after last season, we all kind of had one wish, and that was the 1v1, and we got that. And I think we can be pretty grateful about that the devs actually listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the most competitive we can ever go. And even like besides like faction imbalance, like looking at the mastheads, for example,
Mm-hmm.
such stuff. But I think like we even got like even faction matches,
Mm-hmm.
like same faction matches, and I think you can't get more competitive than that actually. Like I didn't see the map yet, but I hope they don't fuck that up. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, Kako, what do you think about construction being removed in this? Like, so there's gonna be no construction, no colossals, that stuff.
I feel like it's both a good thing and a bad thing.
Mhm.
So, last season's construction was a huge thing in Alpha Wars, which I think was pretty good because it is part of the game. At the end of the day, it's part of the game. It's an aspect that is very helpful for teams, especially in a more strategic and larger scale map and not on a per basis. But also, I think the core of this game is infantry, air, and ground vehicles, which I think construction kind of takes away from that core of it.
Yeah, maybe a question for Murdoch. Do you think this year, like ground forces will still be that strong, or do you think it will be less than last year? Because I feel last year there were a lot more tanks and harassers even more used against construction as well, and I feel there was a decent amount of armor on the map.
Well, it depends on the layout, to be honest. From what I remember when they introduced Nexus, it was very much an air-focused map. Liberators were kings when they held matches there. This year, I don't know, maybe they revised it and made ground units more viable, but I strongly doubt it. Air is going to be king. You're going to see drops from Galaxies, Valkyries, ESF beacons, and maybe a couple of harassers dropped with anvils or battle buses to just harass points.
So, maybe a question for Mercy. Do you think people will use more air than usual in this Outfit Wars, or do you think it will be just like one squad maximum?
I actually think that really depends from outfit to outfit. let's say an outfit like Hydra. They have really good pilots, like Path. They will probably just use a lot of air, because air dominance, infantry can't do anything. But other outfits that don't have that many good pilots, they will probably focus more on infantry and maybe anti-air with Skyguards. But overall, I think just one squad per outfit is what we will most likely see everyone run.
I would say, yeah, I would say a bit about the benefits and the drawbacks of everything. Maybe let's go over the teams, because we are fully focusing on Cobalt only, just to be clear to everyone that's listening. We're all from Cobalt, and we will be only focusing this podcast on Cobalt. Maybe we extend it later, but right now we're just Cobalt focused. For the outfits that are participating, maybe Toby can explain it best for RedMist. What do you think are the strengths and weaknesses of RedMist?
Well, for RedMist itself, we have always been an infantry outfit, do our things as infantry, with a lot of quick reaction on it. Just reacting on the map where we can and dive into it where we can. So we're focusing more on our strengths on that infantry play, since we're used to it. Yes, with only infantry you won't win the world. So it will be a challenge if the map is air dominant, for instance, or tank dominant. But we will find ways, and if it pans out in a good way, we will see. Yeah, that's basically our gene.
And what about Bog, MrMurdok? Because you guys are also participating.
Yeah, we are, and seeing how last Alpha Wars went, and basically every competitive Planetside match, you see that you need air. So we do have pilots that are training. We do have pilots that want to become better, and they will partake in this year's round. But yeah, just like RedMist, Bok is mostly infantry based, and the way I see it, vehicles and air are means to get your guys onto the point and get the other guys' infantry off the point. I hope that the infantry play will be able to like overcome certain weaknesses if we run into an outfit with dominant air or dominant ground, if that's going to be the case.
Yeah. And Pavdaddy, you can talk about the outfit you're playing for, Age?
Yeah, I'm playing for Hydra, but I think most people don't understand that Hydra this year is just a meme. Probably, I don't think we can even field 48 players regularly. It's just like the people who have time to play, and that's it. And we don't even have many air people, honestly. So yeah, don't expect too much from Hydra actually. And we were also talking a lot about air and vehicles, and I think what people don't think about is that you're getting pretty fast nanites starved, because you don't play with Kotzum anymore. You play with nanites. And if you played lane smash, like the 30-minute matches, they are pretty hard. And I think outfit was 45 minutes, right?
I don't know the exact time of it.
I think so. It was last season, 45.
Yeah, exactly. And that's even harder. And there can be a lot of tactics with just like pulling like two squads of air and wiping the other air, even if it's better, and then night starving the other team. Like there can be a lot of good tactics, and I'm pretty curious what people will pull off actually.
Okay. And Mercy, what do you think about Hot as you're playing in them?
Well, Hot, the individual players are good. That's out of the question. We have people from 1KPM, T, and others. The biggest question is, can we perform as a team? Yeah, you can get a lot of kills, but if you don't control the points, you will lose the game. That's it. In the end, it's like lane smash. You don't win by getting the most kills. You just get the win by getting the most captured points. So that would probably be a big weakness, that we play together as a team and actually do anything besides just trying to kill people.
Is like Hot doing active trainings as well, like other outfits, or are they just more like on their own and will come together for the games, or is that private?
We actually do train sometimes together. Testmere does some air training, then we just run casual squads together. and more ops-focused squads.
Mm-hmm.
So we just learn how to play together, because most people have the basics. We just have never played together.
Okay. Kako, you can talk about your favorite RedMist, I think. PPG, what do you think they will do in this Outfit Wars?
That's a great question, because as I've seen on live, and I think others have seen, they are trying to be a bit more serious. I don't know. I've seen plenty of medic-only infantry Zergs just walking in between bases. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least, to see what they're going to do. They have the potential, and they just need to provide it.
Yeah, I think with 3PG, it's like this time they're actually trying to train at least. Like last time, they weren't doing much organized, but this time on live, you actually see them do stuff together, drive like 20 Sundays in attack plant or something like that. It's very interesting training, but at least they're trying to work something out. Path Daddy, what do you think how Dior will perform?
I honestly have no idea. Like Dior can be really strong, but they're also like a real mix between I think the Trinkhallen people are like from the VS outfit are playing with them, and they have a lot of different people. And what Mercy already said about playing together, that's something completely different. And they also, I don't think they have much experience like in Lane Smash and such competitive formats. I'm curious what they can pull off, and they're for sure not weak. But yeah, I'm curious how they perform like against HOTS or even Hydra or even against RedMist, honestly.
Yeah, I think like between RedMist, Dior, Hydra, and HOT, there will be for sure some interesting games, I feel. Toby, what do you think of RE4? How will they do?
I think RE4 has a lot of experience in competitive scene, more in a competitive scene based on as 24 or 48. They participated in all Outfit Wars, with some good results and some bad ones. But they have really strong combined arms, good communication between the squads. So you see that also on the live play. So there's a lot of hype around them. It's really interesting to see them during the Outfit Wars itself, how they perform. So yeah, I'm very curious about that.
MrMurdok, do you think like somebody like Boys could possibly like be a contender?
Can I think they win a match? Sure. In my opinion, every outfit can steal a match. Like it all comes down to people. You got 48, they got 48. Someone can make a mistake. You can make a bad call and lose a couple of bases. Like things can happen. On the individual skill level, I do think that they're kind of low on the totem pole, but as we've seen on live, like individual skill doesn't really matter when you get 48 people running up a single staircase.
True. And then Kako, what do you think of how 1 versus 4 will do?
1 versus 4 have, again, they're pretty new to the server. They're a new outfit that seems that they have good individual skill. I haven't seen them doing much of like classic ops around or point holds, but again, they have good potential, and with the right leadership, they can win a few games here and maybe even win if things go right.
Yeah. I think they're a bit of an underdog, 1 versus 4. Like they're not much talked about, but they still have decent, very good players, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's because they're relatively new to the server.
Isn't it all TFDN players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all, but mostly, yeah.
Mostly, yeah.
It's the splinter group after TFDN imploded.
Yeah, what do you guys think about actually a lot of, I feel, outfits on the server that are not signing up? You have like, I think Trit is one of the main ones. It's like, I think the first time I didn't see them in an Outfit Wars. Maybe Path Daddy? Maybe you have some information about that?
Trit, like, I only, like, when back in the days when Omnishot was active, like one of the leaders in Trit, when they were pretty active, but since he stepped down, like I haven't seen him in 1 or 2 years, honestly.
Mhm.
And since then, Trident is kind of dead. Like even on live, I don't see that much organized. Maybe that's the case. Just not enough players anymore. Not interested. No one wants to lead.
Yeah. Do you guys actually think this right now? So we have everyone had to sign up physically. That will help make sure everyone also shows up to the matches, or do you still think we will have some no-shows this season?
I think it's gonna help. I don't know if every team is gonna have 48 every match,
Mhm.
but I think it will help with the no shows. I hope so, at least. Like we won't. I don't think we'll have like last time where you're gonna have either 0 or up to 10 people to show up for a match.
Mm-hmm.
I think in addition to that, you see a reaction of those teams that want to participate in Outfit Wars but can't Field 48. They're searching for another teams and playing with them together. So that's a response you get if you don't have a lot of numbers.
Yeah, and I also think that's the only issue we still have with Outfit Wars, that 48 is just too much. Without the alliance system, and even I think with the alliance system, 48 players is still a lot, and a lot, especially for midfits. And I don't think that 48 players will be like sustainable for more Outfit Wars over the time. But yeah.
Yeah, because also with 48 players, you don't need 48 players. You need at minimum, I would say 60 to 80 people.
Just double the number.
Like you need so many people because the matches are so spread out. Not everyone will be able to play every match. Like the first match, I know at least like 5-6 people personally that won't be able to play, and there's probably a lot more because it's also got moved 2 weeks, etc., etc.
Well, good question. That is what's happening then on Miller and Emerald. You see that they have more teams than Cobalt has, double the size almost. So the question is, will they all field 48 people? And are those servers basically filled with more teams that have 48 people online, or is it just a meme around them?
With Emerald, there are some Connery outfits playing on Emerald, because Emerald's just like such a big time zone as well. Like it's pretty, like you can have the whole America basically. And Connery, they like, I think on like the 3 or 4 Connery outfits are also playing on Emerald. And with Miller, like Miller could also be like the Cobalt. We just like this time a lot of Cobalt players also playing on Miller. I'm also playing on Miller. And Miller, there were enough midfits who wanted to join and actually search for people. And I think we didn't have that on Cobalt because we simply don't have enough midfits who actually want to compete. That's my explanation why Miller has so many more than Cobalt.
We also had a lot of midfits die over the past 2 years. Just there, look at BJ. Over 1 year, we just died, nothing happened anymore. Then we got new midfits like ATM, but we don't have the numbers, so we play with the people from 1 KPM and T. And then if 3 outfits merge, you just have 1 on the list. Which also makes it look like there are less people or less outfits involved, but in actuality, there are more outfits involved. Just as you said, Pav, they go into 1. So the number is slimmer.
Yeah, but you can see it mostly on the TR side, where you have a lot of midfits. Aside from RedMist and Bach, you have RSG, PXGP, 16TD, and so on. You have a lot of midfits that aren't that big in size, and even if you take those that are interested out of that, you still don't have enough players, even if you combine some of them. So you get a point where you just don't have a lot of teams.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, to add on that, like it's a separation of EU and it's a separation of America, of course, where you see Connery going for Emerald, and then Cobalt tries to stand up, and in a sort of way, people are trying to play on middle, and you get this reaction basically where you see a lot of teams on one side and not on the other one. Could be more interesting if you can create an Outfit Wars, for instance, where you just have Outfit Wars EU and see what happens then.
I think
Okay, go ahead.
I think an Outfit Wars EU system would be very interesting because I think the big problem would be the accounts, like how to transfer your account over to the EU server or whatever it would be. But like ping wise, like Cobalt and Miller are basically next to each other anyway, so you would just have a more competitive fight, I would say. And I hope, I'm not sure if it will happen, but that the winner of Cobalt and Miller will go against each other. I think there was talks of that, but I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not.
That could be kind of cool, yeah.
So you have like an actual EU winner.
I don't like. We are talking kind of like about server smash, right? And in this case,
No,
I honestly no.
No, it's like the top team of like the winner of Cobalt would go against the winner of Miller in like a 48 versus 48.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So
True.
we know who the best outfit in Europe is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I heard, but they're not sure yet if they will do it. Do you guys think like a lot of Miller players are also playing on Cobalt or not at all?
Not really. Like over the past 2 years, even if it's a short time, I have the experience that a lot of people think that Cobalt is like in Europe, the server where a lot of good players play. That it also can scare off midfits that are not as skilled, and then in the end they have to play against stack fits like Hot, or I don't know, even RedMist and Bog. They're also really good outfits. Even if they're memes, overall they're good outfits, and that can scare other outfits away that are not as good as them.
Yeah, I need to say for sure, if you're a single pilot right now on live, it's a struggle. You know, there's a lot of people training for Outfit Wars, and you will just get like grouped by it's maybe three H players or 4 or like 6 RedMist boys. We do it as well. I'm not gonna lie, we're all in the air a lot more than usual, I feel.
Yeah, well, I can't speak for Miller, of course, but for Cobalt, a lot happened over the past few years in a way of that stack teams were formed, mid outfits were dying because of that, or were getting merged, and you got this constant relation of individual players going from team to team to team, following stack fits basically, and then you're as a mid outfit, you're trying to stay alive basically and not lose your members to it. And then you have this huge pool of individual players that can spread out towards Miller or make a new team within Cobalt. I don't know what if that also was the case on Miller side, but it has a lot of impact on your player base, on Cobalt itself, and especially on your midfits.
Yeah, I think
going back to what happened, what you talked about earlier, I think with the way that the individual skill moves around Cobalt is one of the factors that damage our ability to get a lot of outfits for Outfit Wars. People just don't want to lose, and apparently losing in Outfit Wars is supposed to be a big deal. So they see names like Hot, and they've seen you guys like run on live for the past couple of weeks, even months. They see H like starting to meme that they're coming back together. They see like a lot of other teams like quote unquote stacking up for the match, and they're just like, you know what, like I don't need this. I don't want to participate.
But you have the same on Miller, honestly. There are a lot more stack fits actually than on Cobalt. Like they gathering everything, like even from Emeralds. Like as in like one RPC, for example. There are a lot of Cobalt players also playing there. And we simply don't had any one of those on Cobalt. Like I don't think we have like not even 10 Miller player at a whole on Cobalt playing. Like everything moved to Miller. And on Miller, even more like Circ fits also signed up, like mid fits.
Well, the big question is then is the format wrong that you are let this happen basically in a way of Outfit Wars? Like you were always saying, Path, that 48 is just too much. If it lowers the number, will you just make sure that all these stack teams are getting dispersed, so you get a fair chance basically as a pure mid outfit that wants to do his thing?
I mean, for sure. I mean, you have like 70 good people and you only can field like 24 people. At some point, the people who want to play can't play and they need to form a new team, right?
Yeah, indeed. Like,
Yeah.
well, 24 is it's too low in my figure. If you want to do it as an outfit war, it's like 36 maybe. I think less than 12 people already has a huge impact.
Yeah, maybe.
It would also enable outfits like Flag to join. There are people there that wanted to join, just they didn't have the numbers. So that's an entire TR outfit already gone. So yeah.
I think outfit alliances will help there as well. But then you have like legal stacking, if you want to name it like that. And I don't think what people would say then, if you can legally stack with like 3 or 4 outfits. I mean, you get more people together and more teams, but then stacking is even easier, and yeah, and legal kind of.
Yeah, but I would say like you see it like right now as well. There's a lot of outfits that are it's not real stacking with like it used to be. I would say at some past outfit wars, but there's still like other teams working together for sure to make sure you have those 48 players and joining the outfits that they're not their main outfit, that they just play for the outfit wars and then leave again. Because otherwise, it's for so many outfits impossible to even play anything.
Imagine if you are an outfit and you have 24 guys and your format is 36, then you can easily reach that number, 36, to participate with another team than if you need to fill in 48 people. Not talking about alliances, of course, because that's a whole different ballgame. But yeah, I think that if you slower or get the format lower in a way of the amount of people that can participate in a match, I think you get more teams popping up like mushrooms and maybe have a better competition where everybody can participate in.
Do you guys think it's also maybe a lack of Cobalt leadership? Like that they're just like, for example, on VS, there are not many outfits for people in general right now.
Yeah, I think that's mainly because circuits kind of like boys, and that's like a lot like old server culture. Back in the days it was Trident basically sucking up all new players. And nowadays you like have boys like the last 3 years sucking up every new player. And it's
CBMC, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Iptan's outfit, yeah. And it's hard to like, sure, you always have some people like leaving those outfits to actually realize they have a better time in like smaller midfits. But the bulk still stays in such outfits, and that's why you don't have so many midfits on Cobalt VS. I think it's a big part.
Yeah, I think in general VS is doing a bit the worst in terms of midfits. I think NC is quite okay. Same with TR. I'm not too sure on the NC front, to be honest, but I feel in TR there are a decent amount of midfits, also of different categories. You know, if you like, if you want to play air, or like TR is a great example. You know, like RedMist more for infantry, like really specialized then, but you also like have the a bit more casual fits as well on TR.
On Cobalt right now, TR is the healthiest when regarding outfits. You have outfits from all around the spectrum, while on NC and more so VS, you basically don't have any options. So you either have the Zerg fits or a few mid fits that lean towards being more casual. And let's say on NC you maybe have 1, 2, maybe 3 outfits that are more serious. And on VS I don't think there is one that's actually like the old school serious.
I do think though, so that the devs try to include the mid fits that are out there, since there is a double or a secondary point system where you can still bring an impact to your fight while you're getting ruffle stomped, which is already a good sign that they're trying to make it better for those teams that are not stacked or trying to be out there. Hopefully in next Outfit Wars or any other event, it will get more promoted in a way that the other teams can participate in.
It
I think
brings
like
up no, go ahead, Paf.
like next outfit was, I'm pretty sure the alliances system will be in. I think that will change a lot actually, and I think we have to see how the game looks then and how the teams will team up, because you simply even don't know how they implement it. Like, will it be 2 outfits or 3 outfits? Can it be cross faction outfits? Which could also be pretty interesting if you have like a mix between TR and NC players playing for one team. Like, we simply don't know about anything about that. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even though if you have like multiple small stack teams, or it's still beneficial for the midfits out there, because you have more fights, and it's not like that you completely get Waffle Storm, since they're not pure 2K players or even more.
Yeah, I think it's also hard for like the midfits on live even, because like if you think about it right now, if you play for sure on a Sunday evening, there's platoons going around constantly, you know? Like if it's not like, we sometimes even like when joint ops, we move their joint ops. Like we're like, it's, if you get a platoon of 3PG run on your 12 men holding a point, there's nothing you can do. You can be a really good team, but if there's 48 medics coming with like 100 res grenades, how are you gonna ever hold them, you know? I think it's very hard right now as a live, if you want to like be a small, like infantry wise outfit, to have a healthy time without getting wide by 48 plus. I think that also adds in with the spawn system. That is not what it used to be right now. Still an older version. That is maybe one of the main reasons as well.
I mean, primetime live is generally a very nasty environment to play on. You don't really need to coordinate anything. You don't really need to play the map smart, quote unquote. And you can see it since the release of revamped Esamir, and more so when Osher came out. We're definitely driven as a player base to create these large epic scale fights, but in reality it's it's a clusterfuck and nobody really enjoys it.
Like, even today, when you played around 3 p.m., 4 p.m., you just saw an Osher, and C had nothing, even though the pop was fairly balanced. I think 34% VS, 33 TR, 33 and C, but just nobody had fun. TR was being pushed by VS, and C was being pushed by VS, and somehow VS and TR decided to fight each other, and nobody enjoyed it. There was one big fight, and everything else was just 80% plus overpop.
Remember the old alerts that you had in the past, where each tech plant or each biolab was a point to win the alert, and that was intercontinental, and that was really cool to have. Like, you will force fights basically, but regarding the lattice system, like, we all know that the lattice system is forcing to Zerg basically, because it ends up, or you get pushed to a big base and you can't get around it as a midfit. So you need to be forced to Zerg on that particular base to move forward over the map. And if you're not interested in it, you're just a sitting duck basically.
They even made it worse. Like, they removed certain lattice links on, I think, Indar and Amrish.
Hossen.
Oh, Hossen as well, right?
Hossen and Biolabs, yeah.
Yeah, same on Amrish, same on Indar. Rushing Biolab and the Zealous Biolab in Southern Amrish. Like, they want to drive players to create these massive Zerg balls clashing into each other. And what happens usually, most of the time, is that players don't really care for that. So you're gonna get the same situations we've had like 8 or 7 years 7 years ago, where it's just 3 Zergs avoiding each other because it's more fun to sit at an empty base for 7 minutes than to just constantly die for like 7 or 14 minutes.
And it's usually like that Zerg like 80% rolls over like 3-4 bases until it's actually getting stopped. And then you have one like 50-50 fight there until it drops to like in favor of one team, and then usually the Zerg attacking dies off, and then the Zerg goes backwards 3-4 bases, and then it turns there again, and then the other way around it. Like, especially on Indar, you can see that a lot. And Oshur.
What do you guys actually think about the lattice lanes on the new map? If you guys already saw those, if not, they're in the. So right now it's a bit different than before. You have like your home base, what is a longer cap timer I heard, and then it splits up, and then you have like the three middle bases as well.
I think it's interesting because people are gonna have to choose and strategize according to what bases they're gonna try and cap and whatnot. But I think it's not too complicated, but it is complicated enough for that tactical part to be a major thinking point of matches.
I really dislike the single connection point to a warp gate. Maybe they will change that because they're still reworking the map, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But that single lattice point to a base, I don't think that's a good idea because it makes comebacks really hard. Because in the end, if you're getting warp gated, the whole pop is at one base and you have to attack that one base. You can't do like.
Yeah, there's nothing you can flank basically.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think that's a good idea to do that, but let's see what they do.
I think that because of the mercy rule, basically, that if you cap the warp gate base, like if you warp gate the enemy, the match stops, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If there is like an ability to win on points basically, and you can also win by warp gating the enemy, then the match also ends.
Yeah,
Oh.
but let's be honest, it's Outfit Wars being pretty if 48 guys are sitting on that A point and just trying to fight for their lives to not lose that single point base.
Yeah.
Wait, is the home base going to be a single point or a
No,
triple
it's
point?
a triple point, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At least we have that.
Oh, I thought it was 1 point.
Yeah, the warp gate base is for sure a triple point. But it will be interesting to see how people will split up their forces between 3 bases. Are they just not gonna care for 1 base and maybe go for 2 only, or are they all gonna like drop most pop at 1? Do you guys think people will try to split their squads evenly, or really try to get one base for certain and then try maybe to delay a second base or a third?
I think it depends on the team, of course, also. How strong are you in infantry, or how strong are you in air, and can you get the enemy off so you can have a free base? But yeah, I think people will split up to divide their chances, or the opposite way and just get everyone on 1 base to make sure that you have that base certain, and then move from there.
Yeah, because like the 3 like there's always one, I would say, gamble base. You can, if you choose the same base, of course, it will be an interesting one. But I would say if you place your pop or at least 3 squads to a base, I would say you're pretty certain of capping it. If the enemy doesn't say I'm going for that base. But then I think the third base will be the interesting one, where maybe a smaller squad is fighting for that base actually.
That's why at the beginning I mentioned that air is going to be very important. Like the way you're going to be able to control these sort of pop movements is going to be by, I kill your Galdra, or I kill that Sunday you deployed at that base. And if I know for a fact that my team can move faster than your team, then, for example, I would go for all 3 bases. And okay, I lost 1, but I can prevent you from getting to the other 2 because I move faster than you and my air is better than yours. So it wouldn't matter at the end. Like, I'm going to force you to these weird all-ins that don't matter at the end.
Yeah, I think for sure if you can deny somebody their access by air or by ground, or ideally both to a base, so they barely have any spawns, it's gonna be, I think that's gonna be like more the opening fight, having setting up the places to spawn, like the first few minutes at least, like maybe getting that stealth in the end, making sure you have a galaxy, I don't know, maybe repgals. I'm not sure, some people I think will pull them, but maybe I think the Ymir for sure is really strong against them right now, so they can be easily dealt with if ESF decide to focus them.
And that's also one of the reasons. Like, if you ask me, I would have kept everything neutral and then fight from there, because you're forcing interdictions or more tactical play or dive underneath the airball that the enemy is pulling out, so you have more creative tactics that are going out of there, maybe outplay the stronger enemy on that with that stealth thunder, with those beacons. So I rather would have seen that. That could be very interesting, even more for the whole format of the competitive scene.
One thing that will be, in my opinion, very fun to see is how the different teams play. If you compare a team that has lane smash experience compared to a team that doesn't have any lane smash experience, how that affects their gameplay in Outfit Wars. To see that they use tactics which have been proven to work in lane smash, how they will work on Cobalt.
Yeah, I think you will see the nature of Planetside coming up again. Like Lane Smash, you start with an air ball because air is dominant, so everybody's trying to do something with air or counter it with air. So you see that popping up like you see in Lane Smash. So you see a lot of familiar stuff or similar stuff coming out there. But indeed, the format is bigger, the map is different, different teams also. So it's interesting what will pop up now and what will work.
Yeah, I wonder if actually some teams that are really like have basically not much in air at all, if they know they're going like against an airfit like Path Daddy, you know, if they will just like say fuck air at all, and we just go like fuck put like 5 Skyguard some point, you know, if that is. I'm not sure if that will be something. Like for sure you can kill the Skyguard probably 1 by 1, but maybe some teams will play like that.
There's a simple lane smash rule. If you pull a Skyguard, you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like pulling Skyguards is never the solution. And I think if you know as outfit you go against an outfit who has actually like an air force and air players, you simply have to pull more air in the beginning and to crush that air ball. Like, if you lose air in the beginning, especially like in lane smash, you only have one lane, right? And even there, losing air is kind of crucial. But if you have like those are free bases you have to contest and cap, and mobility is key there. And if you lose air there, you for sure probably lose like 2 bases because of that. And that's a huge factor. And I think if you know you're going against an outfit who probably has pilots and good pilots, you kind of have to pull more air for your own team. Like then you don't have to pull maybe 2 squads of air instead of only 1.
Yeah, like probably like everyone at the start for sure will. I think it will matter a lot how your average, not even your best air pilots are, but like how your average player of your outfit will do in the air. Like if you're just your average standard Joe, like Planet Man, just like me, just like a heavy and or a medic in a squad, is better than the other teams. Like average medic or heavy in the air, it will be a huge change in the fight if they can win those small duels, because that will win or crush your numbers.
Oh, you can say whatever you want about Outfit Wars 2, but one good thing about it is you had construction, so you can semi have another spawn option for your team or a vehicle that you can pull. And the other side is that the map was very huge, and I don't know how big the Nexus is going to be, but so if there was an air ball, it took some time to go from A to B. So that's also impactful in how big the map is, and if you have this air ball, how long does it take to go from left to right?
Yeah, like no construction will, like I don't think we will like there won't be bases, but for sure people will put stealth studies on. Like I think people need to find like the good spots as well where to put everything, because there are a few people that know the map from testing, etc. But most of the outfits in general, I think, are not that familiar with the map yet. And I think there's gonna be a meta probably that evolves around it, like where do you play certain stuff, and then it will, like, I think you will see it evolving in the games that are going on, that people will change their playstyle as more matches are being played. I would say we probably go over like the predictions of next week. We don't know the exact times yet of the matches, but we at least know the matchups. So I think the first match will be DR versus Hot. How do you think that will end up? Maybe MrMurdok, because we didn't hear you much yet.
Oh, I'm really bad at these predictions. I haven't been keeping up with all of the different stacks and dramas in between. Okay, so I know Dior's got very decent vehicle play, and I know that Hot also has decent vehicle play, but their infantry game is also very much on point, so I'm gonna give that one to Hot.
Yeah. Anyone else thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I'm also thinking Hot will dominate that match because of the strong infantry, and because like a lot of Hot people actually have some lane smash experience, and Dior not so much. And I think they're gonna get outplayed pretty hard on the map.
Yeah, I personally think that DR like will for sure have a like at least a fighting chance, I would say. Like it's not that they're gonna just get warp gated like within the first 10 minutes. I don't think I don't that's not even possible, but you know what I mean. I don't think it will be like super one-sided. That maybe because it's 3 lanes they can do something interesting. But I think in the end for sure I think Hot will be the winner.
I think it's gonna be a bit more close than maybe it was said here earlier. I think that Dior vehicle play is over, like their average skill level is probably the highest of all teams as far as I think, while still having infantry skill to basically let their vehicle and air play make the difference. So I still agree that Hot will win that match, but I don't think it'll be that one-sided as it might seem.
Yeah, and then I think the second game in the list is RedMist versus H. So basically Toby versus Bath Daddy right there. Who you think will win in that matchup?
Really, it all depends if Hydra is actually serious and if they can get the numbers of people to play. Because we all know that Hydra, they're good players, but if there are only like 24 to 27 people showing up, then there's no way that they will actually win. Unless the other team is just trolling. But yeah, that really depends on how many people Hydra can get. If they can get a good amount of players, I think Hydra will win because they're overall just the better team.
What do you think about that, Toby?
Well, whatever the result, like we all know, H was a nemesis in the past for RedMist. We all always wanted to fight them and win, of course, against them. Like I'm especially gonna have a fun time. Old memes and old feelings are coming up again. I miss the Halo spot, for instance. But yeah, actually looking forward to it. Also, testing out the team, of course, where we can work on since it is just a qualifier match. But yeah, benefit of the doubt. If H is pulling up all these numbers, then especially we will get a hard fight, and we need to find a way to counter it, of course. I'm not gonna ditch my team, so I'm gonna say RedMist will win that, but it will be very, very close.
I think, Toby, you're a little in a lose-lose situation because, like, if you lose against Hydra, like, it's fine, right? If we can field 48 players, but if we can only field like 30 people and we still win, that would be kind of devastating, right?
Well, same goes if we win against a lower number. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
even
exactly.
lose.
And if you have like 48 people and we only have 30 people and you win, then it's always like, yeah, the other team wasn't full team size, right?
Definitely, but I do think though, if you're not full size, you still give a good fight.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the numbers, and we will
I'm
do
really
the
looking
same.
forward to that match actually. Like, really, I'm gonna enjoy it for sure.
Well, same.
Yeah, I think there is a general hype for like some of the matches for sure. Like for sure the 2 ones we just talked about. It will be interesting to see just how teams will tackle the map, what they will do. Like I think other teams will also be looking at those matches, and people will be looking how teams play. Like maybe even anti-strat them. Like look how they play, how we can prevent what they do. Then we also let me just think of the other maps. matchups.
Can I say
Yeah,
something?
go for it.
Because I think what we didn't talk about yet is
Mhm.
I think on Cobalt we have teams, like not many teams, but I find it hard to actually name a winner. I don't think we have a predefined winner this time. I think like Hot is a hot contender for it, but about like second place or third place, we simply don't know. Like I can't tell who will be second or third. Not like on other servers, you can already like know, okay, that's the gold match and that's the first and second place. But I think on Cobalt we can't do that, and I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think like for sure, I would say the top 4 will be just very fun games to watch. Like whoever will be in the finals will deserve it as well, and I think that is gonna be the interesting fight. I think as well on the list is the 3-pack versus RE4. Like I think personally RE4 should win it, like normally all around. But you never know with 3-pack, maybe they had like 2,000 hours secret training without us knowing, in the simulators. So I guess we'll have to see how it runs.
I'd like to add on what Pav is saying. Is like you also have these teams like Dior, like Boys, like RBRN. You're also forcing them, or you want them to be the underdog, so to say, in this tournament to show what they are capable of and give the others a good fight. Since we don't know a lot, only that they are a Zerg outfit. So I'm also cheering for them. But maybe I already know what the result is going to be, but still out there for them.
I'm looking forward to like matches like Boys versus 3PG or like even Boys versus 1 versus 4, like or like 3PG against RBRN, like such like the circuit matches can be pretty exciting as well. How they like perform against each other in not a 1v1v1 format, but in a 1v1 this time. I think it can be pretty exciting and pretty messy.
I think it will be for sure interesting to just see what tactics they actually use. If there will be any tactics at all, or they're just gonna shout in platoon chat and just go for it, with like a 48 stack of medics. I think it will be interesting to see just like see them like do something different than they do on live, because they're gonna need to like adjust from being a Zerg fit to like going tactical, going 3 bases maybe at the same time. It's gonna be a lot different than how their usual playstyle is, I would say.
Yeah, last year I think one of the best matches I watched was Bros versus I think Boys or TFDN, and I can't remember the NC outfit. The match wasn't like, wasn't exciting from like a tactical, my efficiency sort of point of view, but more of a, okay, this is what Planetside is supposed to look like, because you had so much crazy shit happening on the map at the same time. You had construction going up left, right, and center. You had orbital strikes with no relation to reality whatsoever. Like tank swarms all across the map. It was really awesome to watch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure orbital strikes are also allowed in this. Do you think like people will be off continent? As like how far do you think teams will go? Do you think they will have off continent players actually like getting resources to get more orbital strikes in time? Like
God, I hope not.
I don't think those will make that big difference, because you can't overclock anymore, and I don't think it matters much if you can spam like 2 or 4 in one match. I think the 2 are already enough. I mean, for heavy anvils and stuff, that can be pretty interesting actually. To rain down a Sunday on a cliff or something like that, and I think that's also stuff like teams have to look now when the update hits PTS and Nexus is open. Those Sunday spots will be pretty interesting, where you can anvil them in. And that's something like even lane smash teams don't have experience in, because they are that stuff is banned. So yeah, that can be pretty exciting actually.
Yeah, because I guess we're not used to like in a competitive format, other than like the last Alpha Wars, use use Sundays because they don't take that much time to craft. I think it's 5 minutes for a heavy anvil. That is very reasonable to make a decent amount of them. Like if you have one person that is not playing the Alpha Wars, he could just be on resources, just making sure the people that are playing the actual maps don't have to care for it. They can just like make sure they constantly have heavy anvils. The other matchup was RE4 versus UPG, sorry.
Oh yeah, so well, I think RA4 will win since they have a lot of experience and good combined knowledge. But still, they need to show themselves what they are capable of.
Mhm.
Even though the enemy won't be that hard, like HOT or Dior, HOT or RedMist or H or 1 versus 4, but it still will be interesting. Maybe a ruffle stomp, but still interesting.
Yeah, I think that should be an interesting match for sure. I think then you have RBRN versus Bog, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
How do you think that go,
Reborn
Mr.
versus
Murdoch?
Bog.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, RBRN are, from what I know, are like one of the large NC Zerg fits. So I'm really leaning into, yeah, okay, Box got this. It's going to be a really nice farm. We're going to have a great time looking at the map and studying it. But I don't know. Maybe while we've been talking about this, RBRN actually stacked together a team of 48 players from Emerald, and they're just going to dunk on us. Like, I want to say Bach, obviously, but who knows? Let's see what they do.
Yeah. And I think like one of the last, or anyone else want to go about RBRN and Bog?
I think RBRN, like they were way active in the past, and I don't see them that much anymore. Like RBN and even 3PG are like outfits. I can actually imagine like a lot of people just press the application button, like the 48 players, and sign
Mhm.
up. And in the real match, you actually don't even have 48 players showing up. Actually, like, yeah.
Reborn
Maybe.
aren't alone this season though. Sorry for
Ah,
cutting
really?
you off.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. In this case, then.
If my memory isn't fucking with me right now, it's Reborn, Oops, and TDKD or TPDV, one of them.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, then it
think-
can be.
I
Can be
think,
fun,
yeah, they
Okay,
have
okay.
they have the potential. I again, I might be mistaken,
Mhm.
but last I know that those teams are playing together. They have people that have led in Cobalt clashes and CAF situations. So they have the force commander, they have the platoon leads, and maybe as Murdoch said, maybe they're training as we speak, and they're getting that cohesion and skill level up. So again, I think they could surprise us all.
Yeah. And there's one thing I think we all forgot about. With the RE4 and 3 ERG match, Reapers and Bros are playing together. If that still is like that. So we have one TR Zerg fit and one NC Zerg fit playing together and merging. So
wouldn't
that could
call-
also be interesting.
I wouldn't call Reapers a Zerg actually. I think Reapers is the definition of a midfit.
I think Reapers is just like the size of a Zerg fit, but actually they play more as a midfit. Like how they I would say like approach the map and how they set up their squads, etc. I think they take it quite serious at times, and then they actually like they're I wouldn't say they're like a Zerg like Crit was, or like I think boys is a lot of time just like public platoon lead, all that stuff. I'm not sure if they still do that, but like it's not like that. I would say I still like you still need to apply pretty sure for it for. And then we have 1v4 and boys. I think like 1v4 should have this. I'm pretty sure, but you know, I guess you can never underestimate a team as well. Like boys could surprise us all and actually win that game.
The
Yeah.
thing I'm worried about is that the boys' outfit lead said he doesn't necessarily want to compete against outfits that are better than his stats wise. So I'm mostly worried about that fight just becoming sour because boys will no show.
I think he went back from that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he backpedaled quite a lot after the community backlash. The first time he actually did it, he even deleted his first video. So I think he also noticed that this whole outfit can actually be disqualified as well if they actually pull that shit. So I think they're gonna show up, pretty sure.
Yeah,
But there's also a situation that they show up but don't take it serious. That also might happen.
Yeah, but I think then it's still like if you don't show if you show up and you don't like play in a competitive spirit, then it's kind of like same as a no-show basically. You can tell, I guess. But let's see what he will do, our lovely circuit leader.
Yeah, I think as long as they if they play out the matches like actual playing, if you know what I mean, like I think it's very respectable. But if you're just saying like, oh, 10 minutes, we lose the first 3 bases, we're just gonna leave or just not try anymore and pull 48 flashes from the warp gate, I don't think that's the spirit of a competitive play. And I think people, even if you're losing, should be trying the hardest to come back in the game, or at least like control the damage and keep on fighting, because even if you're losing, your points will still matter. What is interesting. So it's like, don't give up just because you're losing, because maybe you will be in a better placement than afterwards because you defended better than another team that just gave up.
Yeah, exactly. In the end of the day, it's just the winner takes all. Or well, not the winner doesn't take all, but they get more points. But even as the loser, you get your points. And if you play well enough, and there are other teams who make mistakes, who don't get enough points, even if you only win 1 or 2 matches, you could, in theory, still get further into the tournament than a team that was just coming online and leaving because they fought against someone who is way better than them.
Yeah, I agree. I think in general we're all pretty excited for the first match. I want to thank you all for coming to the first podcast of RedMist, and I hope there will be many more. Everyone that watched, make sure to give feedback. Not everything was probably how it's supposed to be, but we tried our best, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And thank you all again for coming out here and being on this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for setting this up, man.
Thank you.